Ric Bucher now joining us live on a historic night in the NBA last night. So how do you think last night fits into LeBron's legacy 20 years from now? What do you make of all-time scoring champ when I view him largely a little bit more like Magic than Michael, more of a distributor, an elevator? How does it fit into his legacy?
We're not going to know. To your point, Colin, we're probably not going to know until 20 years down the line, because in part, as it felt like it was supposed to be a momentous occasion. It should be a meaningful event, and yet it was meaningless. It was in a meaningless game in a meaningless season for the Lakers, which is a lot different than when Kareem broke the record and they were on their way to the finals, and they didn't make as much of it then as we did last night. I kind of felt bad for TNT because they were trying to make this into a big thing, and I don't know about you, but it ultimately did not feel like that for me. So I believe as we move farther away from the details and the specifics of what's going on, we will have a greater appreciation for what LeBron has accomplished.
When you talk impact on the sport, I've said before, Michael was greater than Steph, but Steph has really revolutionized high school, college, and pro basketball. He's revolutionized the game. How do you view LeBron's legacy, impact on the sport?
Well, I don't think he's impacted the sport. I believe that he's impacted the NBA, and particularly the business of the NBA. He has empowered players like no other player has ever empowered them. He was the first one to basically say, I don't care about the contract. I want flexibility and freedom to go where I want, to play with who I want. And now every star in the league should feel beholden to LeBron James because of the power that he has created for all of them. To me, that's the biggest impact that he's had. And to your point, you were talking about how he's evolved as a scorer. I don't even believe that he necessarily changed the game as much as the game has changed and it's benefited him. It's not as if he made the game less physical. The game became less physical. It became smaller. And he happened to be a big man with small man skills. So now he's the biggest guy on the floor night after night who's able to go from rim to rim.
So I'm watching the game last night, and I'm sitting there, and I know I'm not the only person thinking this. And I'm thinking, he's the best player on the floor. There's a kid for Oklahoma City we all like, but when we're talking leadership, experience, body, he's the best player on the floor, and on the Lakers, easily. And I'm thinking, if you inserted him tomorrow into the Celtics, Warriors, Milwaukee for sure, and maybe Cleveland, they'd go win the title. And if it was Milwaukee, they may win a couple. Giannis, LeBron. And I'm thinking to myself, here's LeBron. Is he just satisfied because he is so much about details, repetition, efficiency, and business? He does not he does not like foolishness, nonsense, and wasting his time. And it kind of feels like now that he's got the record, he's wasting his time. And I'm sitting there thinking, Rick, he's not about to retire. He got 2 good years left. Is there a 1% chance that he doesn't end with the Lakers?
Sure, there is, because he was Colin, he was advertising himself last night.
Yes.
He didn't say I still got enough left to win a couple more with the Lakers. He said I have enough left to win a couple more, or I can contribute to a team trying to win a championship. I thought he was putting his shingle out last night in terms of I'm available. I still want to go after this. Here's the problem, and I said it when he signed it. When he signed the extension with the Lakers, that created the greatest roadblock for him to go anyplace else. Because you can't just acquire him. You have to be able to create room to take on him and that contract. And while I do believe that he can still contribute or could contribute to a championship team, you're not building your team around LeBron James at this point. He has to be more of I can't say complimentary player, but he has to be a piece of the puzzle rather than the piece. And that has what's always been the conundrum with having LeBron James, is that he can be your centerpiece and he can take you there, but you have to build a very specific team around him that essentially no one else can fill. So once you pull him out, once he's the Jenga piece that you pull out, that whole thing is collapsing. And that's why I wonder, it's not a matter of could he do it? Who's going to jump out there and say, we have to have LeBron James in order to play for a title in the next year or two? I don't readily, maybe the Phoenix Suns because of their disappointment and trying to get over the hump. But why would Boston do it?
Yeah.
Why would Milwaukee do it? They already believe that they can do it as is. And why give up the pieces in order to get LeBron just to take a shot with LeBron for a year or two?
So listen, it's total speculation, but there have been growing signs that LeBron, and I think it was 2 years ago, post-bubble title, is frustrated with the lack of clarity and commitment from Anthony Davis and reliability physically. Last night, AD was emotionally disengaged, annoyed after the game. Now, it could be personal stuff, certainly possible. Maybe he thought LeBron took over the stage for the game, but this team's a 13th in the West. The game doesn't mean crap. They're not going anywhere. So it felt like something, and we've talked about moving Westbrook. That's been advertised. Jason McIntyre said that was weird. It is. There's a reason it was all over the internet. Is it possible AD at the deadline? Which, by the way, Rick, is 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Is AD on the block and has been informed about it?
I would be surprised if that was what causes, and I do not have an explanation for why. But the fact that he was sitting on the bench and did not even see. Yeah. I mean, we have him here. He wasn't even watching when the legendary shot, the record-breaking shot, went down. I guess he's watching on the big screen, but like the rest of us. But without question, it was strange. I do not believe it's because he's been informed that he's going to be traded. If they do make a move with Anthony Davis, as with a number of the trades that are out there right now, I feel as if that the table is being set for moves that are going to be made this summer. It's really hard in season to move a contract and a player of Anthony Davis's magnitude and feel like you are getting the requisite talent back or assets back for them. So I wish I had an explanation for you, but it also, in watching it, it also reminded me, when I think about the reaction of the Warriors to Steph breaking the three-point record and the joy, the collective joy they had. And certainly the Lakers were happy for LeBron, but it was really about LeBron and his family coming out and the celebrities that he knows. Like, he shared more with them than he did with his teammates. And I was thinking, well, that's the price for moving around as much as he has. Yeah. That these guys really haven't gone through the wars with him. Yeah. It's like, I'm playing a year with LeBron. Yeah, guess what? I was on the Lakers when LeBron broke the record. Not like LeBron and I did all this and I got to see the record. It was just, there's for every action, there is a reaction. And his ability to go from team to team and win championships in multiple places, the price is that he now kind of finds himself doing these monumental things, but he's doing them all by himself.
Finally, I got to throw KD's name out. So, I've said, and I'm crazy, but if I was Milwaukee, I'd call and say, I'll give you Middleton, Ingles, and a pick or 3 for Durant. And then like the Warriors, I've already won without KD. I could win after KD, but why not have a 2 to 3 year run where I've got 2 of the top 5 players in the league? Again, we're trading deadline discussion. That's why we do this. It's fun. But do you think Durant stays? Right. There's discussions today, like he's in deep discussions with the organization. What's your guess on what he does?
I would expect that he's going to stay. They convinced him to not go anywhere once. I have the feeling that they can do it again. I would imagine that the conversations right now are about, hey, let's finish out the season and then we can figure out where you want to go and make something work for both of us. If we're doing it now, the timeline is so difficult. Neither you nor us has the opportunity to find the ideal place for you to go. And KD has, unlike Kyrie, has demonstrated that he's amenable to trying to do what's best for everyone. So that's where I would expect that the conversations are going. I have no doubt that Kyrie leaving has convinced KD that it's time for him to move. I just believe that he's going to give the Nets the wherewithal to be able to do a better deal than they could in the next 24 hours.
Good stuff. Ric Bucher, record-setting night.
Good to see you again, Colin.
Great to see you. You look fantastic.
It all kicks off Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.